everybody. I am from Team Banana Slugs. One of my other team members is there in purple striped shirt. He's awesome. So I have kind of an interesting story. After this weekend, I kind of realized that I really disliked my original presentation. So last night, my roommate came back at about 1 o'clock in the morning. She's like, "Why are you still awake?" I said, "I got a bug." And so I was up completely rewriting my notes, completely redoing everything, and this is falling off. And so here it is. And so I kind of adapted this whole thing, changed, and kind of took it to the extreme here. And then another stupid thing happened. I asked my mom to bring me a pumpkin as a prop, and because of the storm, actually she couldn't get one because they wound up having to pull the car with a backhoe out of the mud. It was super. It was a very interesting story. So let's all just pretend there's a pumpkin here, or you can look at that beautiful one up there. That's one we grow. It's very fantastic. And so the reason I realized I disliked my original presentation was because I didn't really know what to say when I was going through it originally, because after PGC, when I was going to make my presentation, I was kind of in this weird stagnation. I didn't really know where to go with all the information I had, what to do. UCSC is just kind of this extremely green campus, and I didn't know where to start. And I didn't know how to apply it. And this is originally where my pumpkin prop came in, because my family lives essentially on a very small scale farm. We do organic, sustainable farming, very small scale, pretty much just for us. That pig is one of ours. He's very adorable. And so it's crazy, but I love it. And I love food, and I've always loved food, and this is crazy love affair, I'm sorry. And so the reason I love food is because everybody needs food. It's a culture, it's a bonding experience with everyone. You sit down with your family, you eat, you talk about your day. It's huge in our lifestyle, and it makes us feel really good. And I have loved food for my entire life. My mother loves to tell a story about when I was in about 4th grade. I transferred schools and was completely appalled at what I was eating. And so I got really mad. And I started a petition in 4th grade to change what was in our cafeteria. And strangely enough, despite our lack of handwriting skills to sign it, it worked. And so we went from pre-packaged, freeze-dried mashed potatoes to actual real food, which was absolutely amazing. And so it was awesome. And 4th grade, that's like, I don't even know what I was doing then. It was fantastic. And so after PGC, as I said, I was in this really weird, stagnant state. And so I went home for Thanksgiving, kind of thinking I wanted to focus on the food aspect, because my life centered around food. It seemed like the natural place to go. But the pumpkin kind of became less of a prop at that point and more of a problem, which is kind of strange because they're so cool, and I really love them. But I was thinking about food, and I was thinking about what I wanted to do with food, and the food challenges really kind of brought things into perspective for me, because when I was living, or because I live on a farm essentially, I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't really know the impact of industrial farming, and PGC really brought that to life for me, which is phenomenal because it totally changed my perspective on anything. So I was at home at Thanksgiving. I was staring at this pumpkin as a newly become vegetarian through PGC, totally transformed me in that way. And I was watching my mother, bless her, put a standing rib roast in the oven. And I became sort of distressed, and not because it was my mother, who is this lovely woman who makes everyone happy and tries her hardest, had forgotten that I had become a vegetarian, because she has a lot on her plate, figuratively and literally sometimes, no pun intended. And it wasn't that because I understood, but it was because I knew what that rib roast was. And because of PGC, I realized really what it was. And it was this huge environmental toxification. It has this huge impact, meat does. And so when I saw my mom put that in the oven, I realized not everyone knows that. And I didn't know that, so of course not everybody knows that. And I kind of thought that was huge. And so I took this combination of the pumpkin and the rib roast and this final weekend to realize why I went through PGC from the beginning, because I didn't really have a goal when I started. I kind of just went through it saying, you know, I'm pretty green, I assume I'm doing all these things right. It turns out I was doing absolutely nothing right, which is absolutely phenomenal. So I realized, you know, I was doing nothing right, and I still didn't know at the end why I did it. And it took coming here to realize why I had actually done it, why I had gone through the whole journey without sleep, through midterms, completely crazy. And it was because out of everything in life, before food, before everything, I absolutely love to learn. It is this thing that has been just this huge inspiration in my life to just go out and learn new things. And I love learning, and I love enabling other people to learn. And I love seeing the faces that people get when they have that click. And I wish someone was there to have seen mine, because I'm sure it was kind of horrifying. And I realized that that is what I wanted to do. I don't necessarily want to teach, but enable people to make the right decisions. Because I've had so many people in my life, especially recently, come up to me and ask, you grow your own food? How do you do that? And that is kind of crazy for me because I grew up on a farm, so it seems kind of natural. And I kind of got to thinking, you can't just give someone a book on that, because that's incredibly cruel. You have to give them a plot of soil. You have to give them the resources to garden and to grow in any way. And so I realized that's what I want to do. I want to guide them. I want to give them the knowledge so that they can grow in themselves. And of course, by me, I mean all of us. I've met all these amazing people this weekend, and I can't say enough about them. I could literally go on for 3 days, probably more. So I've gotten all these great ideas because of it. I want to start a garden in my high school to feed the community and teach them how to grow things sustainably. I want to create a scholarship fund for people who have the mind but not the means to get out there and do what everyone here is doing. And I just want to start local awareness, starting like at my high school with my family right now, because we can do anything. And this weekend has really made me realize that. We can start a movement, we can end an era, and we can start a brand new one. And the great thing is, we are right now. And that's why all of this and all of you are so amazing. And I can't thank any of you enough for allowing me to realize that.